Pound for pound sports entertainment. Hit the like button, comment below, share, do all of that right now for your boy. Hit that thumbs up button and go ahead and tap that like button. That's right, the little thumbs up button at the bottom of the screen. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, F. Mayor. With that being said, coming off of a great win from Mr. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, over Caleb Plant on a great Showtime pay-per-view card, main event pay-per-view. Everyone's calling for David Benavidez to take on Canelo. Let's be honest, Canelo Alvarez, he's got options. Mr. David Benavidez also said that in the post-fight press conference. Now, the options that Mr. Canelo Alvarez has, first he's got to fight against John Ryder in Guadalajara, Mexico. I believe, was it May 6th, May 7th? One of those days, I'm not sure. But he has that challenger right there, 168. He's defending his undisputed all the belts at 168 against John Ryder. Then a lot of people are still trying to call for the rematch at 175 against Bivol. Now they might change the weight, have Bivol come down to 168. We'll see what happens with that. But Bivol just coming off of a great win over Zerto, and then before that, a win over Canelo Alvarez, the biggest win of his career. Now, where does Mr. David Benavidez fit in with all this? A lot of people are going to be calling for David Benavidez against Canelo, an all-Mexican event. I'm all for it, but we got to be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say be realistic, like I just previously stated, Canelo Alvarez has John Ryder first in May. Hypothetically, if he does a rematch with Bivol, that's going to take up September. Okay, so in the meantime, Mr. David Benavidez, he's going to need another fight. I say take a fight. You're coming off of a war with Caleb Plant. Take a fight in between. Take the fight around September, around the same time that Canelo has his fight. That way you guys are on the same, same path, same time schedule. Then after that fight, if everybody's victorious, Canelo's victorious twice this year against John Ryder and Bivol, if that happens, then we can wait 2024. David Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez in a great matchup. But like I say, Canelo Alvarez is getting older. He's having knee issues. He's just coming off of, I believe, hand surgery, coming off of a loss to Bivol. I take that back. He came off of a lackluster win over Triple G in the trilogy. I forgot about that, ladies and gentlemen. But Canelo hasn't looked the same. He didn't look good in that fight. He didn't look good in the Bivol fight. So he's got some things to work on. So like I say, let's say David Benavidez has a fight in September. Canelo, he has the rematch with Bivol in September. And then, like I said, we can have a all-Mexican showdown. Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez, 2024, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Whew. But in the meantime, what Mr. David Benavidez needs to be doing is pulling up to the John Ryder Canelo Alvarez fight and answering all the Mexican press questions. Whatever questions they have, let's start putting some pressure on Canelo. Don't just say that you want to fight. No, pull up in Guadalajara. You already know you're going to get some love. And that puts even more pressure on Canelo. Because every time Canelo is asked these questions about David Benavidez, he's coming up with some kind of, I don't fight Mexican fighters. I don't want to fight Mexican fighters. Then he finally came out and said he would fight a Mexican fighter. Blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens. But this is how you put pressure on Canelo Alvarez. One thing I know about Mr. Canelo Alvarez, he doesn't like to look bad. He doesn't like people putting pressure on him. He doesn't like people saying that he's scared of this guy or he doesn't want to fight that guy. You got to go full Shannon Briggs style, like Shannon Briggs did Klitschko. I'm talking about pulling up to the restaurant, pulling up to the press conference, pulling up to when Vladimir's in the gym, pulling up parasailing, pulling up on a boat on him. That's how you got to do it. Take the advice from Bernard Hopkins, from the same advice that he gave Boo-Boo Demetrius Andrade about trying to get a Canelo fight. You have to stalk your opponent. That's what you got to do, Mr. David Benavidez. You want this fight? Let's go ahead and start building this fight right now. You pull up in Guadalajara and John Ryder and Canelo fight week, and you're going to be the center of attention, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start putting pressure and making this fight happen. I want this fight to happen. I want David Benavidez to get his shot. Canelo Alvarez has all the belts, and it's time. It's time for new blood, new fights, new challenges. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. David Benavidez has to become a stalker of Canelo Alvarez in order to get this fight. I just told you what to do. And I also told my fans right now what to do. All my subscribers, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel. With that being said, it's your host, Half Married, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I'm out.